liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hi everyone, my name is Danny. I'm starting this new podcast. So it's called Sports Talk, so welcome to Sports Talk. And pretty much this is going to talk about, we're going to talk about sports, classic and current, and we're also going to talk about country music. And I may even throw in some performances. A little bit about me. I'm a musician, I play some instruments, and I'm also a songwriter as well too, and I'm an avid sports lover. So here goes episode 1, everybody. So I'm going to dive into Michael Jordan's Last Dance that aired last weekend, was the last episode. I caught the last few episodes, interestingly enough, and so this is going to be my reaction. Bear with me because I still got to see the first beginning episodes. But so there's some points that I want to bring up from what I saw. I feel like from a journalistic standpoint, because I studied journalism, it was researched a lot. I feel like they had a lot. I like the fact that it wasn't just Michael Jordan's opinion of, the championships, his off-season and on-season. It was other people that could chime in. So you had interviews with like Steve Kerr and Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson to really support his story. And it wasn't just one-sided. Like if people disagreed what Michael Jordan was saying, they had that in the documentary as well too. And I even like that the interviewer pulled up footage for Michael Jordan to view of, other interviews and stuff like that to see how people disagreed with what he was saying. Or, if it was agreed upon, they also had the other people to support that as well too. I like that it had a lot of people that they interviewed and a lot of supporting characters, such as Michael Jordan's mother, such as Steve Kerr's mother. So I really like that they were able to add in a different dynamic of a lot of people that they interviewed to support Michael Jordan's story. So for me, it didn't feel like one-sided at all. You see documentaries sometime, and it's pretty much like it could be one-sided, but I feel like if you throw in enough people to support what the person is saying and his story or her story, it really makes the documentary pop, in my opinion, because you have so many people, and, if so many people can back up what the person is saying or even disagree with it, it just, it shows a lot. And it shows the person that is getting interviewed to handle that somebody may not, agree with what they're saying, but they're still, they're still a part of the documentary because it's just a story at the end of the day that they're trying to tell. And I liked it because it was, to me, it could reach all audiences. It could reach a person that is a big sports fan. It could reach a Bulls fan. It could reach a person that's a Michael Jordan fan. It could reach a person that buys Michael Jordan shoes. It could reach a person that if you didn't even really know who Michael Jordan was, you sat down and watched this documentary to educate yourself. And I like that. And me, I was really thrown into the fact that it could appeal to all sides, all sides and all backgrounds of people, which is difficult to do because you have documentaries that it could be to like this one group of people instead of reach a whole audience. So I like that it was able to reach a whole audience. So some stuff that I'm going to bring up from the last few episodes of the documentary. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody, but here we go. So the controversy that went into Michael Jordan playing basketball versus baseball, that was a tough one for me. I feel like because he did it at a point where he needed, from my opinion, Michael Jordan, where he needed to play baseball to kind of help him really get to a certain place in his life where he was at peace with his father's death. And then also the fact of like, in my opinion, it felt like his basketball career at that point was like stagnant. And I think I remember him saying in the documentary, it felt like he had nothing more to give. So it was like he just needed something to just recharge himself. And then, people grieve in certain ways. So I feel like baseball was that thing that, like he said, his dad wanted him to do baseball too, where it was something that he could grieve his father and still keep his father's memory alive during that. And then, yeah, I guess from a sports standpoint, you debate whether he did good or whether he did better at basketball, and then compare numbers and stuff like that. But I think, it was hard for people to eliminate the sports aspect of it and, pretty much try and just like the emotional aspect of it, which it was like him just like, playing baseball to help him get over his father. And I think there's, some element of sports that goes into it, whether, his stats for baseball were good or not. But, I think it was hard for people at that point to really look at Michael Jordan as like, oh, I'm a person and I need to do something to get over like losing a parent. So that's just my thoughts on that. The thing that stood out to me the most about this story, it had to have been the pizza story. Definitely people are kind of just like, oh, the pizza story, game 5, crucial game in Utah. Was Michael Jordan poisoned? Yes, no, maybe. In my opinion, because this is my show, so in my opinion, yes, he was poisoned. Like, I'm not going to try and beat around the bush and say, like, no, he wasn't poisoned. He was poisoned, for sure. And you got to look at the facts. Okay, so it's a crucial game. It's game 5. It's not even in his turf. Like, it's in Utah, number 1. And it also raises the question that it's 10 p.m. at night. See, if you're ordering pizza, like, for example, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock dinner time, or maybe just right around that lunchtime marker. So I feel like 11 to 1 or even 2, depending upon if, you take late lunches, there's mainstream traffic. So you got people that are like, the companies, businesses, etc., surrounding the pizza place where, they get normal pizza orders. And, you have no time to mess up the pizza, whether it's Michael Jordan or it's not. I'm sorry to say, but it's kind of true. You don't have time to mess up the orders because you're getting so many of them because of, mainstream traffic. I'm not in the food business, but, I could tell people probably, they order a lot of, pizza orders at dinner, probably lunch when everybody's at work. So we're talking about 10 p.m. at night. That's for one thing. And it's like Michael Jordan calls up the pizza place at 10 p.m. at night to place a pizza order. Now it raises the question, why does it go bad? You can make the argument of they knew it was Michael Jordan ordering the pizza, or you can make an argument of that it was just 10 p.m. at night, and it's like, nothing's open. It's like, do you really order pizza? It depends, but it's like ordering pizza 10 p.m. at night. And then it's just like, also you raise it, did they know it was Michael Jordan? That can be debated upon because, if they knew it was Michael Jordan and they did that, that's a whole nother thing. That's a conspiracy. I feel like some of it is conspiracy theories. It's like, oh, okay, they knew it was Michael Jordan, so they did it. But I feel like number one, it's 10 p.m. at night. Not that many people are ordering pizza at 10 p.m. at night. So in all honesty, you can't really prove what's going on behind closed doors, whether they knew it was Michael Jordan and they poisoned the pizza, or whether they didn't, it was just an accident, it was a bad pizza gone wrong because it was 10 p.m. at night. But you honestly don't know, because I'm pretty sure that at 10 p.m. at night with a pizza shop, a pizza shop, 10 p.m. at night, it's probably low staff. That's another thing, too. I'm pretty sure there isn't 10 to 12 people in the pizza shop at 10 p.m. at night because, it's shifts. So, but in all honesty, I do think it was poison because you have to look at the facts that, it was game 5 in Utah, a crucial game, and Michael Jordan is just he's sick. And it wasn't I threw up once and, even throwing up once and laid in bed. It was it seemed like from watching the documentary that he threw up a couple amount of times and they had to hook him up to IV. So that's serious. And he still went out and just played, just really played his heart out, which really just shows, what type of person that he is and what type of competitor that he is, because I was blown away at that. I was like, wow. But for a second, back to the baseball story. the other thing about that too is like you have to remember that it's like a number of people that not to say a number, but kind of like a number of people in the sports world. It's like they play dual sports or maybe more than one sport. It's like, and they're good at more than one sport. So I feel like people are very caught up in that, like, oh, you got to play one sport and you got to stick to it, and you've been playing the sport since you were 5 and that's it. I'm pretty sure, like, throughout the course of a person's life, that when they first get started in sports, they played a number of sports to figure out, like, oh, I'm really good at basketball, I'm really good at baseball, I'm really good at soccer. They just didn't, like, wake up and, like, it depends on the person, but they didn't wake up and just go, oh, okay, like, I'm really good at soccer and I'm just gonna stick to it and it's just gonna be a straight course. That can happen. Like, I'm not gonna say it can't, but sometimes you do play a number of different sports as an athlete to figure out which one you like. Examples of this in modern today would be Kyler Murray, who, wasn't sure if he was going to play. It wasn't sure to him, maybe him, I don't know, but it wasn't sure to the public, I should say, whether he was going to play football or baseball. So that's a modern example today of, playing dual sports. And also Tim Tebow, who he went from football, he played football for years, and he went to go play baseball after playing football. And so those are just, some examples today. And another one is Deion Sanders, too. Deion Sanders, he was playing baseball. No, he played football, and then he played baseball. So that's another one, too, of, examples of dual sports, people that play dual sports. In my opinion, I feel like, as long as you're good with both sports, like, why not? Like, it depends, because I know they have different times of, what they practice in different seasons and stuff like that. But if you're good, you might as well just, go for it and just see. Because, you have training in both areas of sports. So I feel like that's not, like, anything that's, like, in my opinion, like an eyebrow raiser, where it's like, why is he playing like soccer and he's good at like baseball? Just try and just, I guess, play both. Maintain the same. I feel like if you can maintain the same, where it's like you could be good at both too. That's another thing. I feel like if you're not good at both, like, that's where it comes in, where people are just like, oh, okay, you should just stick to soccer instead of baseball. But, it depends on the individual. It depends on the person. So that was my sports side of the show, my music side of the show. So the music side, what I really I like that various musicians are doing during this pandemic, which is reaching out to healthcare responders and even some fans and creating a lot of home concerts, which is really good. Various times that they can run on, because I like that I watched Travis Scott's Fortnite concert, and it wasn't incredibly long, but it was still good. And, I watched other people's concerts as well, too, that are like 58 minutes long and, longer. So I feel like, the timetable on the home performance, it matters to the person, but I like what fans are doing with the home concerts, to really just have their fans and other individuals, or maybe not even some fans, like, gain perspective on them, and another way to just share music with people. John Legend reached out to the healthcare responders. He reached out to one of the hospitals the hospitals they are healthcare responders, because they're still, they're helping people. They're out on the front lines, and that was good. But, so in terms of that, and, live streaming right now on Instagram has become a thing too, where fans can tune in instantly, just instantaneous. Like Thomas Rhett did that on YouTube, where it's like he was performing his songs and you could just tune right in on YouTube. So it's different platforms, like it's YouTube or it's Instagram. Home music videos are really good. John Legend and Kane Brown did a whole music video. Tim McGraw did another one where he was asking for fans' participation. So that was, that's something that is like, it's really good watching it and just being able to appreciate the level of, sharing music with other people. And then also, like, a lot of people right now are just writing, and they're writing music and just releasing it on, via YouTube, via iTunes, Instagram. So that's another thing. So some stuff musical wise to check out, definitely right now, depend upon, like, your favorite artist. In the country world, honestly, like, you can go to certain country websites, or, if you're, you have a favorite country singer, just like, you can go on like Instagram or any of the social media and just type it in, just see if they have a new song. That's another thing that is really good, because they're coming out with a lot of new material where I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So some current things to check out, in my opinion: Florida Georgia Line's, according to Google, Florida Georgia Line's new album got released on May 22nd. Oh, not album, or their EP got released on May 22nd, 2020, and it's entitled Six Pack. I would definitely take a listen to that. That is definitely something that is like really good. So that's something that, is recent, that is really good. And besides that, thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of Sports Talk. Hopefully you like the content and you tune in to another episode. And you'll have to check my Instagram. I'll put the link to my Instagram as well, too, to tell when the second one is coming out. Thank y'all. Stay safe out there. Have a good day.